Oh, hello, friends. This is math class. We are Wednesday, January 13th. This is our second class for the day. We've already done English, and this is math. And today in math, I need to tell you before we begin. In your packets, you should have all of the papers that you need. Today in math, we're doing this page right here. Looks like this one, bar graphs, and I'll pull it up on my screen for you to share. But you know, just like it is in the classroom, sometimes something happens, something gets mixed up, something gets lost or sent to one other person. And so for some reason, you end up without a paper. Well, that's okay. Just like normal, we planned for this. So what we do is in your packet, in the back of your packet, I put a bunch of these papers back here. If you do not have this paper or any other paper that we're doing on here, if you look in your packet and you look again, and mom looks, I just don't have it. It's okay. What I want you to do is take this paper and put your answers on it, okay? I'll have you write some other things on it, and I'll show you how to do it. But if you do not have a math paper or you're missing any papers, just take one of these papers and write your answers on it, okay? You will have to turn that in because it'll take the place of the worksheet that you're missing. So don't forget to do that for me. So today we're doing a worksheet called bar graphs, okay? And this is math. This is a new concept. This is something we haven't done yet at all. So please take out this page. If you look down on the bottom, it says page 113, and the number here, it says 114. But we're only doing this front page today. Tomorrow we'll do the back page. Please take this page out. You need this page and a pencil for this lesson. If you don't have this page, you take a piece of paper, like this right here, and write bar graphs at the top. Okay? I'll give you a minute to get those together, and then we will start. Pull the sheet up for you. All right. This page is on bar graphs, and a graph is a way to show data, to show information using a picture. It's a little bit easier than reading the words, and it tells you clearly what you need to know. If you look at a bar graph or any sort of graph, you can snap, get the information you need. So just by looking at the bar graph that we have on our page over here, it's called Favorite Vacation Places. And I know without ever reading anything at all that I've got a lot here, some here, some here, and some here. Okay? Now, when I look on my screen, it's hard for me to see the numbers on the pages. I think your pages are a lot clearer on these. So let me take a minute, and I'm going to just help myself out here. You don't have to do this unless you can't see it. I know if I look on my amusement park, I've only got one bar colored in here. It's just easier to see. And if I look on beach, I have up to 7 colored. Up to the 7 lines. All of these bars are colored in. All colored in up to the 7th line here on beach. If I look on grandparents' house, I can see that all of the bars are colored in up to line 5. So there's line 5. And all of these are colored in here. And I know even on my screen, I can see this one. So I'm pretty sure you can see that mountains is up to the number 3 on the bars. Okay? So the first thing I need you to write is your name and the date. Please do this right now, just like we do in class. The date is 1/1/3/21. Even if you're not doing this one today, even if you don't start this one until tomorrow because you don't have your packet, still put today's date. That will tell me what day we did the lesson for. Okay? So, the title is called bar graphs, and a bar graph is a quick way to organize information so you can see what's going on fast. Bar graphs have a lot of different parts. The first part that they have is they have a title. This tells you what the bar graph is called and what it's about. You can see by reading this, it says favorite vacation places. So would this bar graph be about Uncle Bob's pets? No, because that's not the title. The title is favorite vacation places. And then there are also some labels on this side and on the bottom that tell you what information you will find on that part of the graph. Right here, it says number of children. Okay, and we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have 9 children on this graph anywhere? No. I'm just looking at the ones I have here, but this title on the side tells me what information I have right here. Okay? Likewise, there's a title at the bottom. It says vacation places, or rather a label, not necessarily a title. And this label says vacation places. And that means that this part of the graph is going to tell me what my choices are, what the vacation places are that were asked about in the survey that got this information. Okay? So we can tell that the places that were chosen were amusement park, beach, grandparents' house, and mountains. Now, I don't see Disney World listed on here anywhere. So that tells me that Disney World was just not asked about anywhere on here. Okay? A graph won't have every piece of information you can think of, every choice you can think of, only the ones that were asked about. All right? Now let me back up a little bit. To get the information to make a graph, you have to do a survey. And a survey is a way of asking someone a question and giving them a few choices to pick. For example, if I said to you, what's your favorite food? Tacos, spaghetti, or hamburgers? Now, could you put pizza on that list? No, because I didn't ask you about pizza. I asked you about tacos, spaghetti, or hamburgers. Okay? So you may not get every information, every choice that you might have wanted on here. This is the choices that the people who are asking the question want to know about. Okay, so these are the 4 choices that they've listed down here. And our choices are, again, amusement park. So really, that kind of is Disney. Disney is called an amusement park. A beach, grandparents' house, or mountains. These are the parts of the graph, and these are the things that are asked about on the graph. When a survey is done, remember that's when you get asked the question, and then they put the information into a graph that's easy to see. So let's start by reading and repeating the directions. Are you ready? Use the bar graph to answer the questions. Very good. I hope you repeated that after me. Very good. Number 1 says, how many children chose the mountains? Okay, so it's asking me to find out how many children chose mountains when they were asked about their vacation favorite places. So if I look down here, I'm going to look for, here's my clue word right here, mountains. I'm going to look down here to find the word mountains, and there it is. I see it right there. And then I go up and look at the colored bars. Okay? It's not, right now, we can look at the colored bars, we can count them. 1, 2, 3. So we might say our answer is 3. And today, that's okay, because if I draw my line back here, it says 3. That won't always be the case. So right now, you need to get used to not just counting the bars, but tracing the bars over to the line, to the answer. Okay? So if I look at these bars, yes, I see 3, but I also want to make sure that I trace my line over to the number 3. See it right there? So it says, how many children chose the mountains? Well, I know that answer is 3. And I can put 3 on my list. And I don't like the way that one turned out. Let me try that one again. Uh, uh, uh. That's better. I like that one better. And if I look at number 2, it says, how many children chose the beach or the mountains? How many chose the beach? We look here. But we also have to look at this one over here, the mountains. My clue words are beach or mountains. Okay? So I have to count both. It's not okay just to count beach, because that won't give me enough, because we also want to know how many people chose the mountains. So first of all, we need to find out how many people chose the beach. And if we go up to the top of the colored part, there it is right there. There's the lid. There's the top of the colored part. And drag my line over and I see 7. So I see 7 people chose the beach. I'll put a B here for beach. And how many people chose the mountains? Here's the mountains. So look up to the lid. There's the lid. Trace my lid all the way over and say that 3 people chose the mountains. But if I want to know how many were chosen altogether, which is what it's asking me, it's not asking me beach, it's not asking me mountains, it's asking me for either one of those. I need to do something to get an answer that tells me how many there are in all. And if you remember over on our chart on the wall, in all or total is one thing that indicates that we're going to add. Okay? So if I made a number sentence with a line, circle, line, no, hang on, I need to give myself more room here. Line, circle, line. I'm going to put 3 in here, mountains. And I know in all means to add. So I need to put my addition symbol right there. That's my plus sign. And of course, we know what goes in here. And this is a great time to practice some addition. And when we add, we count on. So we start at the big number, we go to the small number. Now, we have a lot of resources for this. We have our fingulator, we have our mental map, and now we have our new touch points. So today for this, I think I'm going to use touch points. And I know there are 3 spots in the number 3. So I start on this number and I count on to that number. So I say 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you see it? Here is my answer. Okay? So please follow along. If you answer 7, that's not correct. If you answer 3, that's not correct. Correct answer is 10 on here. Okay? Very good. I have to have the answer. So moving along, now we've got another sentence. It says, how many more children chose going to their grandparents' house than to the amusement park? Oh boy. How many more? That's a math word. That's an operation word right there. And when we study word problems, we know that many more means to subtract. So if I'm doing a number sentence, if I'm doing a number sentence, I'm going to have line, circle, line, circle, line. And I know that more than means subtract. And this is always. Okay. How many more children chose going to their grandparents' house than to amusement park? Those are my key words. So first of all, we need to find out how many chose grandparents' house. So I look up here at the word grandparents' house. I find it, whoop, here it is, grandparents' house. All the way up to grandparents' house to the lid, zoop, there's the top. Trace that line all the way over. I find my answer is 5. So I've got 5 people who chose grandparents' house. But that's not enough. That's not my answer because it asked me to do a math problem here. Next thing it wants to know is I need to find out how many more chose that than amusement park. So I have to get my total for amusement park. If I look over here, there's amusement park right there. Look at the top of the line. It says 1. Now I put 1. And at this point, it's just a simple math problem. It's math problems we do every day. We did it on Friday when we did our balloon pop subtraction. Okay, so when we subtract, we count back. And again, just like counting on, you have resources. You can use your fingerlaters. You can use your mental math if you just know it. You can count back in your head, or you can use a touch point. Today I'm using touch points. So I know that then I don't have to put touch points on my big one because I already know what that is, right? I only have to put touch points on my little one. Okay? And I'm going to subtract, which means I'm counting backwards. So I start here and I say 5, 4. There it is. Okay? So my answer is 4. I would also get that answer if I had 5 in my head and, oops, sorry, I keep dropping my pen. One of these days I'm going to roll over it. Okay. I would get the same answer if I had 5 in my head and 1 on my finger and I counted backwards. 5, 4. Okay? That would give me the same answer as what I've got up on the paper. All right. All right. Now, if we look down at number 4, we have this word that I said already that was the big new word. This word is surveyed. That means how many children did they ask? How many people did they ask their opinion on this or what their favorite was? So number 4 wants to know how many children were surveyed. I bet we have lots of work to do on this. I know that how many is, if I look at my wall chart over there, how many is an operation word for add. So I know I'm going to need to add to get my answer. Okay. How many we have to add? Let's find out. I know amusement park has So what I'm going to do next, sorry, I jumped ahead, is we need to find out how many people chose this and how many people chose this and how many people chose this and how many people chose that to give us how many people altogether. So we're going to do adding all of these. Amusement park has 1. So we put a 1 here. I'll give that a plus sign. And beach has, whoop, all the way to the top, trace my line over, 7. Plus, still got more. Go to vacation or grandparents' house, all the way to the top, trace my line over, and I get 5. Am I done or do I have one more? Oh, I have one more. I better put another plus sign here. Look at mountains, all the way to the top, all the way to the edge. My answer is 3. Do I have any more? Nope, I'm all done with my graph. So now I get to put my equal sign there. All right, now it's just a matter of counting these up. Oh boy, I can count in my head, I can count on my finger letters, I can count on my touch points. Today, we're using touch points, so let's do that one, okay? And 1, I don't need to know because that's the first number I'm doing. It's already in my head. I don't need to do anything. And remember when we talked about going from the biggest to the smallest here? Taking the biggest number first, then the next number, then the next number, and then the smallest number. When we're adding a lot of numbers, that helps us out a lot. So let's try that. What's our biggest number here? It's 7. So I'm not going to put any touch points on 7, am I? What about the next number? Looks like it's 5. Let's put some touch points on 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on 3, I have 3 touch points. 1, 2, 3. And on 1, I have 1 touch point right in the middle. So I'm going to add 7, then I'm going to add 5, then I'm going to add 3, and then I'm going to add 1. Okay? So let's start with 7. I got 7 in my head. I don't have to count it out. I already have it. I just have to count on. That's where my touch points can help me keep track. Ready? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, we're not done. Over here, 13, 14, 15. Over here, 16. So my answer is 16 children were surveyed. Okay, total of 16. Is that written down for me? Very good, you're doing great on this. Let's go down to the bottom. We have a new graph, and let's look at the parts of the graph. Right up here, I've got title. So if you wouldn't mind, write a T over here for title. That way I'll know you know the part. And the title of this is Favorite Suppers. Okay? They're asking people what they like best. But you don't get to pick any old answer. You have to choose one of the 4 that they offer. They say noodles, they say rice, they say salad, or they say soup. So if we look at our labels, right over here, this is a label. Let's write an L right there for label. It says number of people. Okay? This one is tricky. Remember I told you up top that it's not enough just to count the bars. And this is why. Because here, when we count, let's see what we notice. We start 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Did I count by ones No, I didn't. I counted by twos. So I need to be careful. If I just count my bars, I'm not going to get the right answer. If I count rice and I count 1, 2 bars, but I trace my number over, that's not right. That's why it's important to don't count your bars. Always important to trace your line over, okay? And I need to add a few in because I'm looking at my paper and I can barely see it. I guess I can see it up here. Noodle starts right here. Noodles is this big one right here. Rice I can see pretty well. Salad I can see pretty well. Soup looks like it goes here. I don't know if you can see it on my computer screen. Well, you wouldn't see it on my computer screen, but I don't know how well you can see it. But there it is if you can. Just made our time a little darker. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do my graph. Oh, I forgot to put over here. This is my other label. These are the suppers they had to choose from. Their choices were noodles, rice, salad, or soup. But what if my favorite was pizza? Does it count? Because in this survey, they didn't give us pizza as a choice. They only gave us these 4 choices to choose from, okay? And that makes sense because if we had all these different things and everybody had a different choice, our graph would be huge. So instead of doing all of them, we limit the choices. And they've limited it to 4 choices. We have noodles, you can choose rice, you can choose salad, or you can choose soup. Okay? So let's answer my questions. On number 5, it wants to know how many people chose noodles, there's that word again, or soup. Is it enough to count the noodles? No. Is it enough to count the soup? No, because they're asking us both of them. So what do I need to use for or? Adding. We're going to add. There's going to be an addition number sentence somewhere right here. Let's find out what our choice or what our numbers are that go in my addition sentence. That makes it easier. You can do that. That's okay. Okay. So how many people chose noodles? Well, we better find that out first. Noodles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, what did I do wrong? Right. Remember I said don't count the bars because it will be misleading. It's not always the right answer. But what is the right answer is to go to the top, the very top of the noodles, and here it is. And I trace my line over, and I see that my answer is 12. Okay? So here I have 12 people chose noodles. Okay? And I go back to my words. It says how many people chose noodles or soup. So what I'm missing right here is how many people chose soup. So I come back down to the bottom of my graph and I find the word soup. Look, it's written S-O-U-P. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's close because it begins with S. But that's not it. There's the one I'm looking for. Soup. S-O-U-P. Let's find that one out. And I don't count the bars because that will be misleading. I go to the top of the bars, which is right here. Trace it all the way over to the edge. And that number is 6. 6 is right here. And I have now, my job is to answer or to add 12 plus 6. There's lots of different ways. I can count it in my head. I can count on. I can do touch points. I can do pingulators. Today we're working on touch points. We're going to continue with that. So 6 touch points is double dot. That's 1, 2. Double dot. That's 3, 4. And a double dot. That's 5, 6. And here's how we count it. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. My answer is 18. Very good. Good job. Get that down. Take a minute to get that down. Remember, if you don't have your paper, you don't have your work paper, you need to be writing this down on your work paper or on your line paper. Teaching's thirsty work. Okay, so here we go with our next question. We read the question. Number 6 says, how many more people chose soup than salad? Oh, I can tell already. I've got 2 little words in here. Many more. I had those up here too. See them? Many more. That meant I was going to subtract. So I know right here, I need to subtract. Now that I look at that, this looks a little messy here. Let me clean that. Come on, you. There it is. Let me clean that one up a little bit. That one looks a little messy. There it is. That's okay. So how many more chose soup than salad? All right. No, I need a subtraction sign in there. And I'm going to need an equal sign in there. So I have line, circle, line, circle, line. Okay, now I just need to know what goes in here. How do I decide what numbers to put in here? I look back in my sentence. Soup. Soup is the first one. That's S-O-U-P. Find it here. Nope. 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 Yep. There it is. I look all the way to the lid. Trace it all the way over. And I see 6. I'm going to put 6 right there. And the next information I need is how many people chose salad. Salad, spelled S-A-L-A-D. Let's look. Here? Nope. Here? Nope. Here? There it is. Salad. Let's count it up. Here's the lid. Trace the lid all the way to the edge, and I have number 4. There it is. Okay. And now all I have to do is do my subtraction problem on this. We've been working with touch points. Let's keep it up today. So do I have to put touch points on 6? Nope. That's my big number, and that's the one that goes in my head. But I should put touch points on my little number over here. I know that 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4. And this makes it easy when I count. Now I need to know this is a subtraction sign, so I don't count on, I don't count forward, I count back like a rocket going off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I count backwards. So let's start with 6, count backwards by 4. Ready? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. My answer is 2. Right up top. Here it is. 2. Get it? Very good, very good, very good, very good. Now, this paper, I gave every answer on this paper. And this paper was a good practice because tomorrow, when we do the next side of this, you'll do most of it yourself. So today we worked on page 113. Do not do the back. No, 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 no. Not until tomorrow. Okay? Don't forget, only did 113. Only 113, not the other one. Okay? This page stays just the way it is for tomorrow. All right. So I leave you with that. I'll tell you bye-bye, and I'll see you in a few minutes for handwriting class. Good job today on this. Don't forget, make sure all your answers are in, because if you just do this work without watching the video, oh, it's not going to be counted because we did some different things on it. Okay? Don't forget, you have to watch the videos. They're on YouTube. It's the easiest thing in the world. You just can't write in your answers. That's not going to be okay. All right. So here you are. I'm going to stop sharing. Stop sharing. Well, I never want to stop sharing, but I do want to stop sharing my page right now. And I'm going to stop recording. And then I'll end the meeting and say I'll see you in a few minutes for handwriting. Good job.